Hello and welcome. My name is Kinsey Dickens and I am the Development Director for the Living Arts and Sciences Center. Today I'd like to present to you our 3-year comprehensive development plan for the years of 2015 through 2017. Currently, as you all know, we have been going through some major changes here at the Living Arts and Sciences Center. First off, our capital campaign, Imagine This, has raised quite a bit of funding and allowing us to be able to renovate a new space and construct more space for us to work out of. And hopefully that will be done by the end of this coming year, 2015. So what does that mean for our development plan over the next 3 years? Let's take a look and see. So we have some needs here still, even though we've been able to raise quite a bit of funding through our capital campaign. We could still really use some major support for a marketing position, especially to continue to grow our future here with the organization. Let's see, we also are in much need of grants and just general funding to support the new and expanded programs that hopefully we will see with the new expansion. And of course, our planned giving program, or lack thereof, needs to be visited and improved upon. So over the next 3 years, we're hoping that we can meet some of these needs. So let's address our marketing staff need first. Currently, we have no paid marketing staff members, which means that the marketing responsibilities are shared between other positions and interns, and of course this creates issues with consistency and carrying out the organization's message, which in turn makes it harder to raise more funding. And the next need, of course, is the grant funding for new programs. With the addition of our new facilities, especially the new teaching kitchen that we will have and the planetarium, in the extended classroom space, there will be much more room for new programs and classes, which of course will require additional funding beyond what we are already receiving in order to make that happen. And then last but not least, the planned giving strategy. Our current endowment fund has been very helpful in our ability to remain financially stable and, of course, grow with our capital campaign. But with the new building and the added expenses not covered by the capital campaign, that we will need to find a way to continue to make our endowment grow and add on to it with other planned giving strategies. So, how do we make this happen? Let's take a look at our financial goals and our strategic non-financial goals. First, financial goals. So, for the fiscal year of 2014, you can see here that we have most of our funding coming from grants, and then quite a bit of it coming from classes and field trips, as well as our special events. So let's take a look at what we hope to accomplish between 2015 and 2017. All right, if you'll notice that, first off, in 2015, we kind of want to raise some more money with our special events and increase in income in our classes and field trips. And this is just because, again, we're hoping to expand the programs and add in a couple of new and different events, maybe one including a donor recognition event to raise some more funds that way. And then taking a look at fiscal year 2016, you'll notice that we have quite an increase in grants. The hope with this is that through 2015 we can take the time to really research and find some grants that would be applicable to our programs, and that could help us, again, add on new programs and class offerings, and would support some of the field trips and that sort of thing, especially programs that would children would need financial assistance for, and that sort of thing. And then lastly, taking a look at fiscal year 2017, we've tried to keep consistency with the grants and an increase in individual and family income, which of course comes from our memberships and just individual giving through some of our individual campaigns. And you'll also notice that classes and field trips have increased a little bit. The hope is that we can kind of increase in most all areas, especially once the renovations and all that gets finished. So, how do we make these financial goals happen? Our non-financial strategic goals. So let's take a look. So here are some broad goals and strategies that we have for each of the years. For 2015, we want to continue our capital campaign fundraising because it won't be finished. Even though the renovation and construction will be, we still need to try and continue raising some money for our capital adventures through. We need to be able to fund the equipment and the supplies and all that. So, and then of course in 2015 we'll complete the renovation, yay! And then hopefully begin planning and researching for the grants, as I mentioned, and implement a new event that we have not partaken in, which would be a donor recognition event, especially after the completion of the capital campaign. In 2016, we kind of want to focus on implementing our grant strategies and really getting more proposals put in. We want to continue to expand memberships and class attendance through offering new classes and focusing on having more fundraising events and activities in our new facility. And then in 2017, hopefully by then, we will have maybe a couple new grants and kind of be able to evaluate the success of that, and also start our planned giving program, which we do not currently have, and try and get that more well-rounded and established to continue to grow into the next few years. So, let's break this down and see how we can make this happen. So each year we have our annual fund, which is raised through largely through memberships, as you saw, and we also have our Good Giving Challenge that we do each year, and then also grants, which we're going to try and increase over the next 3 years. We also have our special events. The annual Heart Full of Fun event raises the majority of the money that our special events bring in. And then we also have the Bike Prom, which is kind of a fun little event in the summer that does raise some money, but it doesn't have a whole lot of high costs like the Heartful event, so it does make more of a profit. To add on to our special events, we're going to continue doing the Heart Full of Fun and the Bike Prom through 2015 through 2017, but we want to add on a new event, an Imagination Celebration, which will be the just a big celebration of our capital campaign ending and the success that we've seen through it, and recognize our donors through that, and then just add in some fun different fundraising events to kind of show off our new facilities and bring people in and show them how we are needing continued support for those programs. So in the through things like having a cook-off or a dinner under the stars in the planetarium. And of course, all of our special events are solicited through various methods of traditional mail and social media. We do some radio and TV ads and traditional and digital media as well. So, and that would be what we would do for the new events. Next up are major giving. So we have our foundation support, which we do have. We have that already established, pretty well established, and also quite a bit of corporation support, and we have quite a few individuals that are also very supportive each year. But we would kind of want to focus on maybe some corporations that we know have expressed interest and maybe approach them about that, and maybe some individuals too, to see if we can get some more major giving cultivation to help us reach our goal of establishing a new marketing position. Let's see. And then, of course, our planned giving program that we're going to try and focus on more towards the end of our 3-year development plan. First off, we need to kind of establish a planned giving culture. We don't really have one currently. So in order to do that, we're going to have to do some planning and training, get some new board members involved, and maybe hire some professionals to help train our staff and any volunteers on the planned giving committee to learn maybe more about areas that we're going to focus on, bequests and retirement and life insurance policies, just because they are the easiest to focus on right now, and that's kind of where we need to start with. Once we get individuals trained, then we can start making some changes, updating the website, handing out some brochures, and really getting the word out there that we're trying to offer some more planned giving options to individuals. And then, of course, if anybody hopefully does show interest, then the next step would be to follow up with them, and we would have a meet with our professional on staff or board and discuss with them the options that would be the most beneficial, and hopefully get some planned giving donations. All right, next up. So how are we going to measure our success for this, and how will we communicate with you all that we are actually doing this? We plan to have some quarterly meetings based on your all's availability and what we can work out, but we want to make sure that the fundraising staff and volunteers and any whoever the key committee members and board members are, do meet on a quarterly basis to discuss any changes that need to be made, where we're at, what we need to continue working towards. And then just a biannual report that we will present to you guys, showing our benchmarks in each area of fundraising for annual planning, major gifts, events, and in each area, and how well those benchmarks are being met, and if you guys have any suggestions for changes, and just to keep everything in check. And then how will we go about evaluating the program? The example I'm going to use for you guys today is our special events. What we'll end up doing is creating a logic model that will help us keep track of where we want to be and how we're going to logically get there. And then, of course, we're going to be able to do that through collecting data quantitatively and qualitatively by tracking attendance and ticket sales, and of course interviewing individuals and asking them what they want to see more of, what they like, what they don't like, and make changes where necessary. And then that's what we will discuss in our biannual and quarterly meetings. And to kind of end our little presentation here, I made up a fund development calendar, and just kind of to show how and when we plan to have certain things happen. So, of course, we have our Heart Full of Fun annual fundraiser every year in February, and that's going to stay the same. And then we're going to add in, or we're going to keep the bike prom, and then we're going to add in the capital campaign phonathon in 2015 and the imagination celebration, as well as try and get some of those grant proposals written and submitted. For 2016, we are going to host some new fundraising events, a cook-off fundraiser, and begin evaluating and planning for the planned giving program that we're going to try and implement in 2017. Along with the planned giving program, we are also going to create, or hopefully we're looking to create, a legacy society so that individuals who are interested in planned giving have a way of being recognized and also rewarded for, a lifetime of giving to the organization. And then, of course, we're going to add in some new fundraising events that'll be fun in our new facility and get people in, such as in the Dinner Under the Stars fundraiser in our planetarium. All right, and then so that brings us to the end. Where will this plan bring us? Hopefully it will bring us further along in our goal of creating a more well-developed staff, being able to offer more to the community of Lexington, and continuing to grow and be a relevant organization here in Lexington in the arts and sciences. So I appreciate y'all listening, and thanks for having me out.